I'm Vicki Dickerson,
And I'm Bill Madsen.
and we're sitting here in a hotel room in Vancouver attending Therapeutic Conversations 11, and we decided to do this video abstract together because we each have an article in the Family Process Special Edition on family therapy. So my article is called The Advance of Poststructuralism and Its Effects on the Field of Family Therapy. And Bill?
And my article is called Taking It to the Streets, the Intersection of Family Therapy and Family-Centered Services. So maybe it's just, and we thought we would just kind of talk with each other a little bit about this and hope it's entertaining for you guys. I guess, Vicki, as a starting point, as you think about the future of family therapy, what is it about post-structural theory that for you seems important to the future of family therapy, both in terms of the effect it has had on family therapy and hopes you have for
The future. Yeah. I got really interested in postmodernism, the postmodern turn, because I sort of grew up with family therapy. And I started reading postmodern articles about postmodernism from people like Paul Dell, Lynn Hoffman, Ken Gergen in the 1980s. And I saw that this was going to was having an influence on my thinking. And so as I became interested in narrative therapy and the work of Michael White and began to morph into notions of post-structuralism, I began to see that this was affecting the whole field, that we were moving away from what we call normalizing judgment, hopefully, toward paying attention to the politics in all relationships. I think you made a point, actually, that what post-structuralism does is makes visible the politics that are always there. And so in this article, I do a bit of a review of some post-structural therapists, such as Kate Weingarten, Joe Friedman, some of my work, and then clearly your work, because I think that you've taken a post-structural perspective in your work and integrated many different approaches, including narrative therapy, solution focus, signs of safety. So when I read your article, Taking It to the Streets, and I knew we were in the same issue, I thought this is a perfect example of how post-structuralism has affected the field. So tell us about your article.
So, I think the heart of this article is this idea that I think in public sector work, community mental health centers, public practice of family therapy is on the wane.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, there is this incredible rise of what's called broadly family-centered services.
Right.
And I think that family therapy, post-structural approaches in particular, has a lot that it could contribute to family-centered services.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that a colleague of mine who has talked about the ABCs of family-centered services being A, making our work accountable to people, B, believing in resourcefulness, and C, working in collaboration, are both hallmarks of family-centered services and of post-structural theory.
Right.
And so the article basically goes through a number of ideas and practices that grow out of post-structural theory that might have really great applications to family-centered services.
So if we think about family therapy, one of the comments that was made by a colleague of ours is that family therapy services may be waning in North America, but certainly not in the rest of the world, that they're taking off in places like China, for example. So when you think about that, and we think about the shift in this country to family-centered services, how do you think post-structuralism is affecting the way people work? One of the things that let me tell you why I'm asking that question. One of the things that I believe is that post-structuralism has affected the way a lot of us think. We're thinking more in terms of clients being experts in their own lives, people having knowledge that we are helping them reconnect to. But how does that affect how people work? You had an example, that's why I was asking. and I wanted you to tell your example.
What was?
Well, you talked about someone who said, "I got the mom
Oh,
to
yes,
see."
yes. So I mean, I think that one of the ways in which it's affecting people's work is that people have moved into a much more collaborative way of working,
Mm-hmm.
and yet we're often also still using old language to
Right.
describe the ways in which we're working. So the example you were referring to was a worker I was talking to who said, well, I got the mom to see, and I started to get very nervous about that. Like, oh, that's not good getting the mom to see. That's really instructive. It's really problematic, blah, blah, blah. But as I asked this worker a little bit about what she did, she wasn't getting the mom to see. She was actually engaging in a lot of invitational interaction with the mom and working in a very different way that isn't captured by some of our existing language.
Okay.
And I guess that brings me back to your article, because it seems like, I've been talking about this within a small realm of family-centered services.
Mm-hmm.
You've been talking about it in a much broader realm.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you think about this much broader realm, what are some of your hopes that might come out of this? Like, if people were to read your article and take it up and get very excited about it, what would you hope they might do with it?
Well, given that we're over our time, the way I will answer this is that let's hope people read the article and give us feedback. How's that?
That would be great.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.